In just a few weeks, The Outer Worlds 2 is going to be the next big DEI slop fest on the block, and nobody is talking about it. Obsidian had a Avowed release at the beginning of the year, which didn't go the way that they anticipated, and now they're going to have another fail on their hands. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I'm sure that there are a few people out there who really liked Avowed, but I don't think that those people were enough to make that much of a difference. We know that Avowed had a big numbers on Game Pass, meaning they really didn't make any money back from it, and we know Outer Worlds is going to be the same exact thing. They, of course, months ago had said it was going to be Xbox's first big $80 game, and they had to walk back on that because they were facing so much backlash. Of course, they acted like the good guys and were saying we're listening to our customers, even though they didn't listen to us in the first place. But now with Game Pass going up in price and so many people canceling their subscriptions, I think that this game is going to have an even bigger problem. Most of their posts on social media about this title are not getting a lot of likes and positive reaction. The numbers for the Steam release are not looking good. The trailers are being either negatively ratioed or it's extremely close, and even that's not good. And we're just talking about bad piece of news after bad piece of news. So let's start off with their most recent set of posts. It's about the special controller that they are trying to put out for this. It says, "The fate of Arcadia is in the palm of your hand with the Xbox Wireless Controller and Xbox Elite Wireless Control Series 2. Get the Outer Worlds 2 inspired controllers at the Xbox Design Lab. Customize yours today," which, first of all, controller ads, I bet, are not going to do that good in general, but judging by the response, and this is on their latest posts, and we're talking about the Xbox account, the Outer Worlds account, Obsidian's accounts, they're all not getting a positive reaction or a large reaction at all. This one has 12,000 views, 381 likes, and 10 comments. You have the one on the official Xbox account, which again has a whopping 24 million followers, 1.4k likes to 200 comments. You have this one from the Xbox UK account, only 28 likes. That is absolutely awful. And on all of these posts, doesn't matter which Xbox account they're coming from, there's tons of people saying, first of all, it's overpriced junk, but second of all, I'm spitting on the price increase, I'm not supporting you going forward. And so that is the first piece of really bad news. The second one are the Steam numbers. Obviously, we are still weeks away from release, so these numbers could go up, and they are going to be putting it onto Game Pass, right? They're going to be trying to sell you on that, but at the same time, we know that Game Pass doesn't really make developers money, it doesn't make Xbox money, and they need individual copies to be sold on external platforms or in direct storefronts for the $70, and well, on PC it's not looking good. The store data says it is number 222 in top sellers, number 69 on the wish lists, 4,305 in wish list activity, and it's only got a measly 25,000 followers. That is absolutely abysmal. I mean, if we went back 10, 15 years, right? The Obsidians and the BioWares, they would be getting insane reactions and insane support, but it's just not that way anymore. And it's because all of these studios are ideologically captured. They are not making entertainment for entertainment's sake. They are using video games as a vessel to push propaganda. And that is what is so sad about the situation. Obsidian and BioWare have always promoted diversity in their games, and that's fine because you can do it in a natural way. You can do it in a way that is not sacrificing quality, but the problem is that the modern writers that they have do not know how to write characters and stories anymore. So if you have a character nowadays, their sexuality is 95% of their personality. But if you go back 15 or 20 years, their sexuality, yes, is important, or their ethnicity is important, but it's only a piece of the puzzle of who the character is, and that is what is important. When they're not just existing to promote a certain sexuality, but that's what these companies are doing in modern day. Then they use terminology like transgender, non-binary, they add top surgery scar toggles to their titles, they create androgynous designs, and these are not things that gamers want to consume. And while The Outer Worlds 1 did good and it had quite a lot of hype behind it, I think that the kind of excitement for this has died down. I think that a lot of people were like, okay, it was a fine game. I'm not particularly interested in spending close to $100 on this game. And that's not a good look. I mean, 25,000 followers, again, only 3 weeks out from release is abysmal for a company of this size. I don't think Obsidian's going to be either around for much longer or they're going to be sold off. Maybe they're going to go through major layoffs after this. I mean, 2 big fails back to back is not a good look for them. Here's the Game Informer trailer that they put out, the exclusive gameplay that they put out a day ago. It's only got 22,000 views on an account with 745,000 subscribers. 536 likes to 214 dislikes. That is abysmal. You've also got the official gameplay trailer from a couple of months ago. Almost 300,000 views, 7.9k likes to 5.4k dislikes. So even though it's not being negatively ratioed, this still isn't a good look because it is so close. And then you take all of this backlash into consideration, people not being that amused with the way that the gameplay looks, the trailer having some quite cringy dialogue, them trying to make these big, bold statements that really just seem hammered in there and thrown in your face. You've got all these, like androgynous designs and the DEI crews, with the fact that Xbox's price increase has led to major backlash surrounding them. I think that this game is doomed. I don't see a way that this is going to come out and do really well. I don't see a way that this is going to gain a lot of hype in only 3 weeks unless they put out an absolutely massive marketing push, and they're putting like $100 million into marketing in every possible way that they can. But so far they haven't in the month of October, except for promoting a controller and allowing these different access media sites to release exclusive gameplay, which really nobody is watching. For me, this situation is honestly really sad to see, and I said the same thing when BioWare started to go under, and they had failure after failure after failure with games like Anthem and Andromeda and Veilguard. I wanted these studios to thrive because I love so many of their older games, but they just haven't been listening to their customers over the past couple of years. And honestly, they're really just getting what they deserve. If you're not going to actually create content for gamers, I'm not going to shed a tear when you go under. If you are just making content for activists to consume because you are an activist and you don't know how to create anything else, yeah, you're not going to get my support and a lot of other people's support. So right now, things are looking pretty rough for The Outer Worlds 2. Will this come out and be a major smashing success? I guess that there's always that possibility, but I just don't really see that happening at this point in time, judging by all of the early numbers that we have so far, the backlash that is surrounding not only Xbox, but also Obsidian, and the general disdain that gamers have for activists in the industry at this point. So I will be covering it again as we get closer to release, but right now things are not looking good, judging by all of the backlash that they're facing on X, on YouTube uploads, and also judging by the terrible Steam data. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.